How's it going, guys? Hope you're all okay. It's that time again. It's another Premier League game coming. Arguably, like I said in the title, it's our biggest game in 22 years. It's as simple as that. Full stop. A big fat full stop. Our biggest game in 22 years. Now, the fans, whoever's lucky enough to get to the Emirates Stadium on Saturday afternoon kickoff, make sure you're the fucking 12th, man. I'm telling you right fucking now. And I'll tell you why. Because all these afternoon games, Saturday lunchtime, I can't remember the last time we got a good result. It's draws or losses. It's one of those things. It just happens. We've had a Champions League game. Bournemouth haven't played a game in 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks. None of their guys have seriously gone off to international duty. So it's been a holiday for them. A 3-4 weeks holiday, preparation time, getting that energy back, ice baths, the lot of it. And for us, we've had 3 games since then. So they say the more games you play, the better. But when you're low on energy and you've got nothing in your legs, it can have a massive impact. But we've had a bit of a rest. A lot of our players, haven't played a lot of minutes recently, like Rice and them. I know they played in the Champions League, and it's time to, go out and get this result by the time the second half kicks off. It's as simple as that. Let's do it. The media trying to put pressure on us, saying that Man City can make 6 points over us in the space of 4 days if they beat us, and then their Burnley game's been rearranged a few days later. There's a lot of talk in the newspapers about Ethan Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly could potentially be going out, and Arsenal going to make a profit on both of them. Look, if you're going to get rid of them, send them out on loan again. But if you're going to permanently get rid of them, there's going to be a backlash, especially if you're sending them to a Premier League rival. Do you remember what Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko did to us? Man City thought, it's just Arsenal, they're never going to recover. It actually got us onto the next step of fighting for a league, and we've built on that. It's the same could be said for Man United, Chelsea, whoever. If these players go to those clubs, it could be that stepping stone. It's going to be a massive mistake. I don't think a single Arsenal fan will be able to comprehend this transfer if it goes through. Either Lewis Skelly or Ethan Nwaneri. It's going to be detrimental. They're one of our own, Hale End. They know what it's like to be a gunner. Look, it's going to be a long summer because the World Cup's there as well. It is what it is. This game's Bournemouth, though. We've got to give 110%. We've got to get that 12-point lead, and then 6 games to go. It is what it is. Now, if you remember the first game of the year, I believe it was, we'll see that in a minute when we go to the head-to-heads. But from my reflection, I believe that was the first game of the year, and we beat Bournemouth 3-2. We was 2-0 up, something like that, and then they scored 2, equalised or whatever, and then we scored, and it was 3-2, and there was chances there for Bournemouth to get an equaliser. Look, this is the team that last played. Petrovic in net, Alex Jimenez, who's been one of their standout performers this season. They're right back. We've been linked with him, but I think he's too small for us and Arteta. We need 6-footers at the back. James Hill and Senesi in the middle, and Truffer as a left back. Alex Scott, Ryan Christie, Ryan, Marcus Tavernier, Amin Adli, who's picked up the pace this year, and Evan Nilsson. It's a good side. Obviously, they would have had Semenyo in there as well, but we'll face him next Sunday instead. It's a good team. I know they're sitting like 13th, something like that. They've drawn their last 5 games, believe it or not. And, they play a lot of open, expansive football. That's what the manager's about. I don't think he'll be there next year. Probably not. I don't know. He's been linked to a lot of teams. And I think Bournemouth will try and play their game. Now, we say this all the time, that this is a team that like to play football. This is a team that like to play football. But when it comes to Arsenal, all it is a back 5, a back line of 5 and a back line of 4, and just camping inside their own half, looking for a potential counter transition phase of play to hurt us, or a set piece, one of them. It's going to be interesting. It's an early kickoff. It's going to be lightning at the Emirates Stadium. I can tell you that on the first minute, and it depends how the game goes in terms of how the atmosphere evolves over the game. And I'm hoping we can get a goal or 2 in the first 30-40 minutes. It's about time we did, because a lot of these recent games, like Everton, the one before that, we're getting winners towards the end, and it's been quite difficult because of the way these teams are setting up against us. It's about time we just put one of these teams to the sword. And give us Arsenal fans a bit of space to breathe, you know? Just breathe and relax and not be, waiting for a last minute, substitution winner and all that. So I think Bournemouth's team is okay. I think the main thing is they've not got any superstars and they're a team. They're a good team. They like to pass it about. They're good on the counter. They're good at building from first phase to second to, getting the goal. They like to play on the floor. And I think that this is why there's been so many goals in their games. There's been like 4-all draws, 2-all draws, 3-all draws, 3-2s, 4-1s, a lot. Obviously, they've conceded a lot, but they've scored as well, just as many as they've conceded. Maybe not. They've conceded more. But it's because they like that open play football, taking risks. And that's just the way Bournemouth play at the minute. So if they do play like that, hopefully it plays into our arms. In terms of the head-to-head then, look, the last 8, we won, like I said, 3-2. It was the first game of the year, 3rd of January. The one before that, the last 2 before that, should we say, last season, they beat us home and away. It was their first ever game. They beat us at the Emirates Stadium as well. And that was on the 3rd of May. Obviously, we had the Champions League semi-final and all that, and I think we got knocked out of it as well. And, it's one of them where, we just knew we got second spot. It is what it is. And, we didn't even have a striker. And it was one of them, we had so many injuries, and we just, Bournemouth beat us. They turned up on the day we didn't. They've got that win against us. The 5 before that, we've won 3-0, 4-0, 3-2, 3-0, and 2-1 in the FA Cup in 2020. So out of the last 8 games, they've beat us twice, but that's, in the space of like 5, 6, 7, 8 months, they've beat us twice in 24, 25. But look, last season we wasn't at our best. Now we're going for a title. We know we can get a 12-point gap. Yes, it'll be 2 games in hand. Man City have still got to win those games. One against City away, one against Palace. And, they've still got a go to Everton on a Monday night away game, Bournemouth away, Aston Villa home. We get these points, there's less room for them to catch us. It's all about the 3 points, guys. That's all it's about. So if you're at the Emirates Stadium on Saturday, make sure you are loud as fuck. Make sure you're that 12th man, because we fucking need it now more than ever. Like I said, it's our biggest game in 22 years. Make sure you're a part of that. Be part of the history for Arsenal, because we need it now more than ever. Make sure you're bringing the fucking noise to the Emirates Stadium on Saturday if you're there. Get us over the line. Yes, a lot of players haven't been living up to their potential. Get them over the line. Get them over the line, I'm telling you. Now, in terms of the lineup, for me, obviously Raya plays in net. There's a lot of media talk at the minute. For once, it's positive, saying is David Raya one of the best in the world, or is he the best in the world? If he gets the league and the Champions League, without a question of a doubt, I'm gonna say he is, because if you pick up the snippets and the the footage of the amount of saves he's done, the world class saves, the way he can pass from the back and be that 12th man, the way he can pass 40, 50, 60, 70 yards and make a chance, and under pressure, getting through that high press from certain teams. He's just, commanding in the area, fighting, his communication, his understanding of the game is just phenomenal. But if he can get that league title and the Champions League, I don't think there's a question about it anymore. He wins the best goalkeeper in the world, whatever that Yassin trophy or whatever it is in the Ballon d'Or ceremony. And it is what it is. I don't know why he's not Spain's number 1. I really don't know, but it is what it is. David Raya starts. I don't think Timber was training yesterday. I've not listened to Arteta's press conference at the time of recording, so I don't think he's available. Do we go with Mosquera or do we go with Ben White? Ben White's played a lot of games for me. If Timber's not fit, Mosquera comes in, because we need Ben White for the running as well. And we know what happened last time when he was injured. He had a couple of games, he was playing well, and then he ran himself into the ground again and he got injured. So for me, it's Mosquera. Saliba, Gabriel come back in. Simple as that. And on the left, Calafiori wasn't spotted in training as well. Hincapié hasn't been. If that's the case, it's a bit worrying, but we've got to give the chance to Lewis Skelly. It's as simple as that. He's got to be a part of this and show us that, you know what, don't sell me. Do not sell me, because this is what I can bring to the team. Lewis Skelly for me, if Calafiori can't make it. Zubimendi, Rice starts, and Eze starts for me. He's been in training. I know he's been off for 3-4 weeks. He didn't play in the final, but if Odegaard's not injured, I don't know what's happened with him. He wasn't spotted in training again. He had that, impact of his knee or whatever. The last game in the Champions League, he couldn't play 67 minutes. He can't play 2 games in a row, and it's quite worrying. And I don't think he's put on captain sort of performances this season. If we do win the league, I don't think he should alone lift that Premier League trophy. And I know it's culture and you're supposed to this and that. I think he should, give a part of that to Declan Rice. And I know Bukayo Saka is our vice captain, but he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. Declan Rice or Gabriel should be. They're my captains after Odegaard, not Bukayo Saka, just because he scores a lot of goals. And this season he hasn't anyway, so he can't even back that up. It's worrying for Odegaard because, he's if he's playing like this and he's saving himself for the World Cup or whatever, not going 100%, then we don't need players like that in our team. I know I've been a fan of him, and he's the type of player who can play under pressure, pass it about, keep the ball. But if you're not giving 100% for my football club, for Arsenal Football Club, then you don't deserve to put on that shirt again. Yeah, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying if you're not giving 100% and you're saving yourself for the World Cup, and we see this phenomenal side, the Odegaard of old in the World Cup, then we can put 2 and 2 together. I'm not saying don't play well, but I'm saying play well for the Gunners as well. Do more. We're going for a title running. Do you understand, mate? Do you understand what that means? You've got the chance to be a part of history. Go down as legends for Arsenal. The captain that got us over the line. Put in 6-7 performances of a lifetime. And then whatever happens after that happens. So Eze, Rice and Zubimendi. On the left, is it Martinelli or Trossard? I think Trossard's out of fuel. And Martinelli obviously has had a hit and miss season. But he did make that phenomenal pass for Havertz and got the winner. So for me, Gabriel Martinelli deserves to start there. Trossard hasn't done enough for me. Obviously, Havertz could start instead of Eze as well. He got the winning goal. So it's one of them. It could be. But Gyökeres plays for me as a centre-forward. And on the right, is it Madueke, is it Dalman? It's got to be Madueke. We can't put that pressure on Dalman from the start of the game. If it's 0-0, 60th, 70th minute, give him 15, 20 minutes. If we're winning 2-3-0, save Madueke, bring Dalman on. Simple as that. But Havertz is interesting because he got the winner. He could be playing instead of Eze. And I think, I'm going to change that and put Havertz instead of Eze just because he got us the winner and he's more fit and match sharpness than Eberechi Eze at this moment in time. So that's my starting 11. The prediction for me, I think we win this. I've got a massive good feeling about this. I really have. And I'm not hesitating to say this. I do believe we'll win this game by half-time. I want the fans to be absolutely wild. Lose your voices, whatever. Lose yourself. And I'm going for a 3-0 victory. 12 points, top of the league. And that will potentially be, or it will be, like a 11... a goal difference of plus 11 on Man City or plus 10, something like that. If we can get that, it's an extra point. It's too big a climb for Man City. It's massive. It's too big. So that's the result for me, and I think it'll be a good weekend for us overall in the bigger picture as well. Let me know what you think.